Podical sound.
Podcast, you can't win. Talking a good game, you can't win. Topics never lame, you can't win. Win.
Not your average Joseph. Marvelous.
It's ridiculously funny, but funny.
I'm Marvelous.
And I'm not your average Joseph.
And we are the Podical Sons. Let's start the show.
The show started, man.
Like, comment, subscribe, all of the above at podicalsons.com.
All of that.
On social medias at Podical Sons, the Podical Sons. Google us, we there. Two fly guys doing this thing on the damn days. That's it.
That's it? Good for the intro. We're good for the intro.
How are you, man?
I am good, my friend. How are you?
Any better, I might sell my Canadian health card. Thank you for asking.
You'll keep the American one, though?
Nah, that ain't no American health card, man. You might get an insurance card.
Bro, I was watching this movie last night about this chick. She's a nurse, but she hasn't worked long enough to get her insurance. I think she had like a few more months to go. So it's like some thriller drama and shit like that. So she went to go do the checkup with her doctor. And the doctor was like, yeah, you can't work anymore. She's like, yeah, well, I gotta work because I can't afford these things. So when she's going out to pay her bill now, she steps up and the lady goes to her, yeah, that will be $900 and something for the checkup. And I guess whatever prescription that she had, as I'm sitting and I'm saying to myself, wow, that was like one visit, almost $1,000. God damn, if you ain't got insurance, life is rough for you over there.
Capitalist society, though. Right?
Wow.
So, I mean, you gotta... I look at it where certain type of factors are set up. Yeah. So you should move accordingly. Yeah. Right? So that's the reason why it always kind of confuses me when you see certain type of like big ass extravagant baby showers and everything. Right. But no insurance is lined up. Yeah. So like they would say like send the bill and stuff and do that type of thing. Because it costs to come in the world, costs to stay in the world, and it costs to leave the world, right? Yeah. It costs dollars for babies to be born, and funerals and shit is not cheap.
Not at all.
Too much just to maintain and stuff like that. So I think, like I look at like you pick a struggle. So like we look at like Ohio, right, and then look at Ontario. Our taxes here in Ontario is what 13%.
Yeah, about that. Yeah, 13.
So most people said they're okay with paying the 13% because it goes into the healthcare and everything like that. But everything else of cost of living and stuff is high as shit. Right. Yeah. Now, if you look at Ohio, where the cost of living and stuff is cheaper, and you pay for insurance out your pocket, say you might spend like $100 and stuff, whatever, a month, right? Or like you depending on the plan you might find. Right. Would it be better for you to spend $1,200 a year for the insurance and not being taxed like 13% everywhere? Right. Or would it be better just to take the 13% across the board? I think a lot of people and stuff here, they always look at like, it's just easier to take the 13% because you don't see it. Right, yeah. But it adds the fuck up. Of course. But people don't take that thing in consideration. It's kind of like the people who constantly say if you're a cigarette smoker and you constantly buy a pack a day, that shit will add up. But just that you're not seeing it right there, hence they're the problem. Yeah.
So I guess also they're looking at it too, because we're in the US, if you just pay that $100 a month for insurance, that's just health insurance, right? We're here, the 13%. Yeah, it's covering your health insurance, but whatever type of municipality taxes. So I guess there's got to be some sort of measuring stick. Like, what else would you have to pay for out of pocket in the US that would sort of be equivalent to like repairs or like
regular
like
tax.
It'd just be regular tax.
Regular tax and stuff, whatever. Because you still get taxed and everything, and like census and all that type of stuff kind of honed in where the hell you are. Yeah. Right?
But it's less. It doesn't include that health portion is what is basically.
No. Right. No, it doesn't. But then I look at it like I said, it's the overall cost, because if you're not like here, you still require insurance, but I don't think, let's say, all right, most people and stuff, they might have no problem paying out of pocket for like drugs. Right. Your health card doesn't cover that. No. You need insurance. Right. So that's what I'm saying. With here, you're paying additional stuff for other insurances to kind of cover the health and all that type of stuff and everything and stuff as well.
Right.
When you go to these places like the Walgreens or the Rite Aids and stuff, the CVS's in America, their dispensing fee thing is a little bit different than ours over here, especially in Ontario.
Okay.
So I think it works out the stuff where you're gonna spend like that kind of like to cover for that aspect of stuff as well. But I feel like it's the insurance is just a must because you don't know when you might go to the hospital.
Yeah.
I think what sucks is if you're elderly now, because elderly people have more ailments, issues with their bodies and stuff like that, whatever. You might get raped out of yin yang and stuff being in America. But I think in your heyday and stuff, whatever, your youth, when you're vital and all that type of stuff, if you live a decent kind of life, I think it'd be better for you and stuff in America, it'll cost-wise. Elderly-wise, you win here.
Yeah.
You win.
Okay.
You win. So that's just my take and stuff on it. Because I always look at stuff like, the trade-off and stuff, I see it. Because me living on both sides, I see and I always kind of took it in and stuff. I'm like, cost of living is so expensive here.
Oh, yeah, 100%,
like man. A one-bedroom here. And this we're talking about like not even including current. If we do currency exchange rates, for like an average 1-bedroom apartment, whatever, that's way beyond what you were paying somewhere in Ohio.
Yeah.
Right? And then you do the currency exchange rate of like something in Ohio for a 1-bedroom, you still save coin compared to like the Canadian side. So you're like, where is all this going?
Yeah.
So that's why when I hear like, especially when it came to the pandemic, like all this ghost money start popping up. Well, we're gonna send you stimulus checks. We're gonna send these checks and stuff, CERB and all that. I'm like, cause you motherfuckers was banking on some shit and y'all was sitting on it, whatever. And you look like, all right, I guess we gotta help you guys. Fuck out of here. We've been
give us back our money.
Yeah. All right. How's your week though, man?
Week is it's been progressive, man. Did some work on some websites. Did the email dance. Was still doing the email dances.
I need therapy for that.
But it's
I need some therapy for that.
It's going good, man. There's a back-to-back weekends where we celebrated 40-year-old birthday parties.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah. So
and lives are lost this week too.
Yeah,
huh?
well, that's a thing, right? So it's a good time to be able to celebrate amongst what's been happening.
Oh, what a time to be alive.
Yes, man. Yes.
All right, man. Let's get to these polls and stuff and see what they do. Script poll. Would you let your teenager get plastic surgery is the first poll of the week. 91% said no. Talk to me. How you feel?
I say no too.
Why?
Like I said, like decisions made at that age, I don't think you're old enough to process everything. And I won't say all teenagers because you have some that are mature beyond their years, but I would say like on an average, still developing, man. And you might do something that you may not be able to reverse later on in life if you decide to ever change your mind. At least if you made that decision when you're an adult, you're an adult. You know what I mean? Like I would hope by then you've had all you're fully capacitated as far as your brain being developed. And
I know some adults that's older than me and they're not fully capacitated. Talk to
we both know. We both
Okay.
know. So hopefully you got to the stage and then it's pretty much on you. But at that age, I think it's still kind of unsure in certain things.
So I see both sides of this. Let's say for the yes side, for the no side,
right?
I'm not down with the sexual changes, like they're doing the trans thing and all that type of stuff,
right?
That one I'm not too sure. They have a name for it, like like the genital stuff. Like I look at it where those decisions and stuff, whatever, even like for people like even in their 20s, I don't feel like that might be the move and stuff. I feel like maybe this is something you should roll with in your 30s.
Okay.
Because I feel like,
So you think not even in your 20s that you should...
If you're doing a gender type of like trans and all that type of... No, I feel like it should be like a 30 type of dance.
Wait till about 30.
Because you're some of these things are not reversible as well.
Right.
Like that. And I feel like you have to understand how these bodies and stuff work with the past few years. Like, okay, people are skeptical on the COVID vaccines and stuff like that. What it's going to do to our bodies and stuff like that, right?
Right.
Before you start cutting with the knives and everything and like messing with genitalia and like, you know, breasts and all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know how far our research has gone back. I don't think our research has gone back that far to say like, okay, let's say you did a mastectomy and you're a woman becoming a trans man.
Right.
We now cut your breasts off.
Right.
For not the purpose of like cancer, because some of the people who do cut their breasts off and stuff for cancer.
Right, yes. Yeah.
That's to stop that.
Right.
Right? But now you're cutting it off just for like this purpose and stuff like that when you're genetically you're set to be a woman.
Right.
How long or when do we know like would this fuck with your body and stuff in the longer run? You get what I'm saying? You do this shit in your 20s?
Yeah.
Would say like, does your 50s, like, will your 50s be smooth as much as your 20s if you did surgery at 25?
Right.
Would your 55 and stuff, you be smooth or stuff? Or would this start to backfire on your body?
Because so understanding what you're saying is maybe over time your body might be trying to compensate for what used to be there. So now it's no longer, it might be doing something different.
Yeah. Some other shit might be happening and stuff like that. Right.
I never thought of it like that.
So and the yes part for me, I look at it where I'm not saying not too much the breast surgery. Like say if I had like a 16-year-old daughter or something like that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say too much for the pertaining to the breasts. Because you know, some parts in like, you know, for men and women, they finish developing a little bit later.
Yeah.
I think okay, you have the Mike Jackson type of thing. I look at the rhinoplasty.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's say you have this nose and stuff, whatever. I'm your pops and I give you a nose like this, or the mom might have given you a nose like that. I'm like, you stuck with that one, whatever. Now it's up to you and stuff. You want to spend this bread, whatever, and do all this.
Right.
So now if I have my 16-year-old daughter now, she's like, I'm an influencer. I made this money. Yeah. I want to change the nose you guys gave me. You guys suck. You guys gave me this nose and stuff. Fine, man. Yeah. This is your world. Yo, it's your world. Like, because, like, I think with the rhinoplasty stuff and everything like that, I don't know if there might be touch-ups and stuff, because I see Mike Jacks.
Right.
Mike Jacks with one point of the nose and stuff, we're talking about, like, who's bad Mike Jacks compared to like You Rock My World Mike Jacks. Those noses are two different type of noses.
Yeah.
So I hope you don't become addicted, or I hope it didn't collapse on you one day and all the above.
Imagine if like he like had like a set of different noses, like he just
like wigs.
he just pick a nose. I'm gonna go with a point today.
I mean, hey,
you never know.
Because like I said, like a lot of these kids, you're right. They don't know what they want.
Right.
Or they're not too sure about the decisions and everything like that. But I look at it as that we have to start looking at our children like they come from a brand new world. Yes, they come from your balls and your woman's vagina, but they come from a different kind of world.
Yeah.
Like they're force-fed information. I don't want to say they're force-fed, but I want to say we try to feed them the information. Like, explain to me how you have like a less than a 1-year-old know how to work an iPhone. And then you have like somebody who might be a senior citizen and stuff, whatever, who can speak like whatever fluent language and stuff it may be, and the phone is foreign as hell to them.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? I'm like, we're in this point where they're in the information age, they're just kind of just giving some of these things. So I don't look at like we shouldn't shun our kids.
Right.
Because the information they might take in and be like, nah. Okay, but we just can't be so quick to say no.
Right.
So we have to look at it and be like, okay, so you want to get a rhinoplasty. Why? Well, I don't like the nose and stuff you have. And actually, when we're looking at rhinoplasties go back in 1970s, they're giving you a fucking PowerPoint presentation.
Yeah.
Like I remember this one girl, I think it was on TikTok, but I saw it on the gram and stuff like a few years ago. She told her parents that she's a stripper.
Right.
And she did a PowerPoint presentation on like the pros and cons of being a stripper and she gonna be okay and stuff. I'm like, look, if you have a kid like that breaking you off and stuff, I'm like, you're taking this shit serious. I gotta trust you.
I was about to say, if there's one thing to go and do surgery, there's another thing to know, that just the if, ands, buts, what, why, where, all the things that come with it, right? Because again, a lot of these kids out there just see end results, right? And the most popular person with the end results that they want to be like, but there's never or not as much emphasis on the complications that can happen, correct, or the botched surgeries. Like you do see the TV shows that have the surgeries, but botched. How often is that like in your face compared to all the miraculous things that's been done through plastic surgery, right? True. So then, no, 100%. Like if you come to me and say this is what you want to do, and you want to do it for this specific purpose,
and you got to break down I seem to understand that you have an understanding about certain thing, right? Because okay, let's say you have a daughter. Let's say back to my hypothetical daughter and stuff, whatever. She's 17. Let's say she's 17. She just turned 17, and she's like, I guess, I don't say over. It says she's overweight, right? She's overweight now, whatever, right? I noticed from like at 12, she was kind of like a heavy set type of girl. Yeah. I'm like, princess, come with daddy to walk in the evening. I get her a gym membership. She kind of going ham, but it's just not doing the justice and stuff that she wants. Right. Now she tells you and stuff, whatever, like, Dad, I'll be 18. Like, I just turned 17. I got a full year before I turned 18 and stuff, whatever. But I did this, that, and the third. I got my bread together. I just want to do lipo. Yeah. And we're like, Dad, you know how long I struggled with this weight thing. Right. I just want to do lipo. You probably not going to look like one of those ants in a bug life with the whole BBL kind of change. Like your legs are this big and your hips are this wide. Yeah. No, just lipo, my stomach. I need to deal with my stomach and stuff, whatever, right? Be like, but one day you might be a mom and everything like that. Be like, Dad, these are the blah, blah, blahs and blah, 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 blah. Be like, well, fuck it. You got everything. I got it mapped out.
You got it mapped out as long as you know there's after thing, the afterthought is that you got to maintain whatever you've done to get that surgery. Because if you don't, you just blew that money for nothing. Exactly.
So that's why I say I'm not so quick on the nose and stuff like that for that. Next question. I couldn't wait to talk to you about this after I posted this, and I don't think you probably seen it, but you probably didn't vote. Is monogamy natural? That was the poll. I don't think it is. Oh, okay. So you automatically.
I don't think it is.
He's like, nah. He's like, nah.
What was the answer? What was the polls?
Could you smooth? Why you so mean? He's like, no. So, okay. So the results for the polls and stuff, whatever, it stands where monogamy was, no, it's not natural at 58%.
58%.
And 42% said yes, it is natural. So now explain your no, because you couldn't wait to say no. Go ahead.
I've never ever thought it was natural. I just think being monogamous is a social construct, and then we pretty much
being monogamous is a social construct.
I think it's a social construct.
From where? Social media.
I don't know. I guess the first set of authority to tell you that you can no longer have more than one wife. Whoever first instituted that rule was the first to say, "Hey, monogamy is the way to go," and everybody else pretty much falls in line with that rule. And I think now it's at the point where we've conditioned ourselves so much, and then the world around us has conditioned itself so much where
I think on this side of the hemisphere.
This side of the hemisphere where it's built on I guess a 2-person or a 2-couple household. Mm-hmm. Everything is geared towards that. So to be outside of that now, it seems unnormal.
Okay. I get where you're coming from. You see, I look at it as stuff was where, pertaining to the poll. Yeah. I agree with you. Monogamy is not natural, but for the social construct aspect, you gotta know what works for you.
Right.
I think that's the number one thing. What works for you.
Yeah.
So now, if you live in a world where, let's say, on that side of the world or another side of the world where you're allowed to have multiple wives and everything and stuff, and you still choose to get one, I think monogamy might be natural. Because you're in a choice and stuff, whatever, like, let's say I'm that guy.
Right.
You and Ben might be the dudes. You got like 3 wives and he got like 4 wives and everything. They're like, pitiful. You have 1 wife. Are you broke? Are you broke? Be like, nah. 1 is what I can handle.
1 is what you can handle.
Know your limit, play within it.
Yeah.
Like I feel like it's where when your world is embellished or like entrenched in polyamorous marriages.
Yeah.
And you still just want 1 person.
Right.
I feel like that could be natural.
Could it be natural though? What if you stick to your guns? You only want 1 person. You walk out your house, right?
Mm-hmm.
You see a voluptuous woman standing there naked,
mm-hmm.
and you get a hard on for her.
What that got to do with monogamy? I just like what I see.
You just like what you see.
Yeah, that has nothing to do with monogamy.
But the hard on you get for her, right, is for a purpose. You want that woman. You want to go and knock boots with that woman. That's why you got the hard on.
Okay.
Does that still make you monogamous?
But if that woman doesn't want me, then why? Then that's just a charge waiting to happen.
Yeah, that charge waiting to happen. What if she does want you? Does that still make you monogamous?
But if you play into it and stuff, whatever, you're not monogamous.
But then, okay. Is it natural?
What, to be monogamous?
If you play into it, right?
If you play into it and stuff and everything,
right?
Is that natural?
Is that natural? You playing into it?
It depends on the person. It varies from person to person because if some people are natural cheaters, some people are natural non-cheaters.
No. Forget about the cheating portion.
Okay.
That you got hard.
Right.
Staring at her.
Right.
Right? Is that natural?
Yes.
Okay. But you're still monogamous.
Yes.
So then how is monogamous natural?
What, because your dick got hard? A monogamous is 1 person in a relationship.
Right. That I would say that's a choice. I wouldn't say it's natural.
No, I think, let me get this straight.
Because you're saying,
go ahead.
You're saying, right? If the person decides to be with 1 person,
mm-hmm.
right? It's natural. Is it natural or is it just the choice? Because I would say it's natural if he steps outside,
mm-hmm.
right? And no other woman turns him on or catches his eye or anything like that.
And there's people like that.
There's people like that.
There's people like that. There's people and stuff. I even heard one thing. A guy told me, he's like, we were in conversation and stuff and everything like that. And the man says, if you ever listen to the episode, you know who you are. But the man said, yo, when his girl's out of town or his woman's out of town, he rubs one out to like her pics.
Right.
Her pics or like maybe like a little sex tape they probably done made and stuff and he have on his phone.
Right.
He has X videos, he has Pornhub to get that off. But he looks at his woman.
Okay.
That's his choice. So that's what I'm saying. Like, that's all on that. Like, it depends on the person.
His choice.
So that's what I'm saying. What are you entrenched in?
I'm still trying to wrap my head around it being natural or if it's still just a matter of it being a choice.
No, I think certain things stuff could be more natural, but I think we're just entrenched in some things so we can't see. Like Black culture.
Yeah.
I think most of the Black cultures, especially for Black men, our culture is not pertaining to monogamy.
No.
From the music and stuff like that to certain things and everything. Your chest is bigger and stuff. You got how many holes you got. Right. So our culture and stuff, especially North American Blacks and stuff, whatever, our culture and stuff is not like in that monogamous type of level.
Right.
So now let's say I have a younger cousin and stuff one day and I'm looking like, damn, you only got, my father even said this shit to me and stuff for the rest of his soul. My father looked at me and stuff, was like, I was like, I introduced him to one of my girlfriends. He's like, oh, okay. Then we had dinner together and we were watching this. He's like, you only have 1 woman? So I'm like, yeah, I only want 1 woman.
Yeah.
Just 1 though? And I was like, what is wrong with 1?
He just to make sure.
But that's what I'm saying.
To make sure.
In that world and stuff, where monogamy is for Black men,
right?
Where you're entrenched on like polyamory.
Right.
So you're not trying to, they don't build you to be monogamous. They build most black women before to be monogamous. Not the men.
Which is so weird because even within our culture, right?
Mm-hmm.
That whole way of monogamous living has been around us like for generations on top of generations. So why is it that we just haven't, and I wouldn't say us as a culture, because I'm pretty sure there's other cultures who maybe not that so strict with it, but why is it that we've never really adhered to that monogamous rule and just be more of a polyamorous nature?
Why have we, so say that again now. Why have we
because monogamy has been with us as long as with any other culture.
I don't know, because if we're going back to like even like Africa,
right?
Those guys and stuff have women.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Those guys like chiefs and everything have multiple women.
Yes.
Right? And religion there was what? Voodoo.
Right.
Right? And now you take some on the slave shit and you, what's the word? Like the reform school type of stuff, whatever. You're reforming now these black stuff to come to your world and everything like that, where I guess, let's say the Puritans and the English people and stuff like that, but they only had one.
Right.
So now you're giving them that and you give them Bible and everything and stuff like, and then the Bible and stuff, that is kind of, not even full heavy, because what, Enoch had multiple wives? Was it? Or Enoch lived long and
a lot in the Old Testament, right up in
a lot of guys and stuff have multiple wives and everything and stuff like that, right? But I think when you start pushing the whole Old Testament, New Testament, no. One wife is the way to go, and black people love them some religion.
Right.
Whatever religion it may be, black people love them some damn religion. So they're gonna adhere to like whatever their religion and stuff fits place and stuff at for that.
Right.
So
right,
that.
Right.
So as I'm saying, with the social construct stuff, but I was like, I guess, but your world and stuff naturally before or in that time and stuff, whatever,
right.
my Zeitgeist. For that Zeitgeist.
Remember the time?
Yeah, that time and stuff, whatever, they were all like, had multiple wives and everything and stuff. And now the current time and stuff is now one.
Yeah.
You're a kid now, you're now born into this world where, okay, this is what the standard is. Monogamy is the standard.
Right.
Right? That's why I always ask, do you go by the laws of the land or you go by the laws of your culture? If you go by laws of the land, you're only supposed to marry one. You go by laws of your culture, get all the hoes.
With the current state of things, I wonder how long that rule is going to last, though.
Long.
You think so?
Long.
Because, I mean, now you can make the argument that...
More than 30 years.
More than 30 years?
More than 30 years.
Even with now that you can make the argument that, hey...
polyamory and polygamy might be another way to go?
Yeah. You're affecting me. You're hindering my way of living. This is how I choose to be and this is how I choose to live. And my other two partners choose the same thing.
Long. The reason why I say long and stuff is because a lot of people, either they don't care or they don't know about the fine tuning of things. Right? So it's just like when they overturned like Roe versus Wade.
Right.
They just knew some people just knew it was about abortion.
Right.
They didn't know about the fine tuning things. Or they didn't, like I said, they don't know if they didn't care.
Right.
Now, if you as a politician feel passionate about this thing.
Yeah.
Say you weren't a politician before, you started as a city councilor to a congressman or congresswoman and everything, then you fight your way to make this change, yes. But I think these polyamorous people or the polygamous people, they're not in these kind of law-making type of things to help change the laws.
Right.
So I said the more you're I want to say, as I said, about 30 years and stuff for there, because you have the say the children that's born from like polyamory and everything like that.
Yeah.
And they're used to seeing like, they say, dad with two moms and everything like that.
Right.
And like this is their normal household. And then when you explain to somebody like, yeah, it's me, my dad, my two moms, everybody like, what the fuck? That's foreign. Point. That's foreign to like us.
Right.
So picture like you're a kid and stuff and somebody said that to you, you're like, are you high?
Right.
These kids and like in the current time and stuff for it, like say like you season them a little more, say like the kid might be born now and you come back to him and stuff 5 years.
Yeah.
They're like, What are you guys talking about? You only have one mom?
Right.
One mom and one dad? Your house is broke.
At that point, it's normalized.
Right. So once it starts to get normalized now, then the laws falls in. We haven't normalized it and stuff yet. So that's what I'm saying. I feel like 30 years of stuff will kind of take place because set person born now, they're going to look at stuff like, well, why isn't this normalized? And law is my thing.
Right.
Let's make this normalized and stuff. Like, I'm pretty sure so many of the families could benefit it. Like, so you see, like, think about how many documentaries of polyamory you could have possibly saw 10 years ago compared to now. Even go on YouTube and stuff, look about polyamory and see if like anything beyond or older than 2012.
Right.
It's probably, you might be finding 2 or 3 videos and shit like that, whatever. 2022, you're seeing about like at least 50 on one page. It takes time for certain things to get normalized and for it to kind of go in place and stuff like that. So I think, we got some time. We got some time. My question to you and stuff, whatever, is that do you think open relationships are more honest than monogamous ones? Because
are more honest?
Yeah.
Than monogamous ones. I think it's still good. At the end of the day, it's still going to boil down to the person inside the relationship.
Oh, so you're saying like the players?
Yeah.
Because I feel like an open relationship or a polyamorous type of relationship.
Yeah.
What do you got to hide?
Yeah, but you could be in a monogamous relationship and still have nothing to hide too, right? You can be in a
I feel like if you're in a monogamous relationship and stuff like that, would you tell your woman you had a hard on for another woman?
Yes.
When you walked out through your door?
Yes.
You might. I don't think that.
But that's what I'm saying. It depends on the players.
And I don't think the collective and stuff, no. I think the collective would say no. Because I even like us and stuff now, if we're looking at like, and I don't like to do general shit, but if we look at the general stuff, the average man might get cussed by his woman by telling her something. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. And so that's not normalized.
Right.
So I think like part of that and stuff you're covering up or you're not telling the truth, that's a form of lying. So I think if you're withholding honesty or the truth.
Yeah. But I think that can happen in a polyamorous relationship as well, though.
Talk.
Well, I'm pretty sure if you're in a relationship with 2 girls and those 2 girls have only eyes for each other and you, and want you to only have eyes for them too, you going outside looking at another girl and getting hard on might actually cause the same problem if you came in and had the same conversation. I think, you might not have one woman mad at you. You might have 2.
I think, but see, and that's the thing about poly. Poly doesn't just stop with 2.
Right.
So that person still could be like, yo, I caught a stiffy and stuff for somebody else and everything. I think we should add another one to our offense.
One more to the team.
One more to the team. But and like I said, it still goes back to like the players and stuff. Yeah. I get that, but I feel like there's certain more laws and boundaries probably established when it gets to the open thing. Like if you said if your woman came to you and stuff and said like, today I want to start an open relationship.
Right.
Tomorrow and stuff like that. You're looking like, what the fuck? But then she gives you a breakdown. She'd be like, I just want to add one more person because I'm not being fulfilled in this type of manner and everything like that, right?
Right.
Now, if you agree to it, it's kind of like it's now, she's probably like, this is freeing. So I can talk a little bit more about certain type of things. And if you say like, look, I don't want to know about nobody's dick size or no thing or when you're getting dicked and everything like that, that's still you setting the rules.
Right.
And lines and stuff up, whatever. So I'm like, you just don't want to, you choose not to listen to, another man's dick size and everything like that. But if you wanted to know, I'm pretty sure she probably might tell you.
Right. Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So that's why I feel like a polyamorous or open relationship, you get more honesty than you do get a monogamous one. Because tons of monogamous relationships and stuff like that, and I'm not speaking like for everybody, I don't want to generalize, but I feel like a ton of them and stuff is like I feel like the men don't want to, they want peace, they don't want problems. They don't want problems.
If I had more experienced or know more couples who are in that relationship, then I could probably gauge it a little bit better. But I don't really have nothing to go off of on that side to say particularly what they could be honest and what they could be dishonest about. Because it could be a different thing, right? It doesn't necessarily have to be them going outside and seeing another woman and being attracted to another woman.
No.
Maybe they have a gambling addiction. that they don't want the other two partners knowing about. I mean, not being honest about that is still not being honest, right? So that's why when I say it depends on it'll depend on the players and I guess the type of situation that they're in, because
I feel like the gambling addiction is more personal,
right?
But I'm talking about relationship wise
Okay.
and stuff, whatever.
Okay.
That
okay.
relationship wise and stuff, whatever. If the monogamous people like want to have the gambling problem, want to have the smoking problem and stuff like that,
Right.
that's a personal thing that they can see for therapy and stuff on their own.
Right.
We're talking about like he keeps bringing in other women and stuff, whatever. He keeps suggesting other women and everything like that to a monogamous type of thing. Problem.
Okay.
Problem.
Yeah, I was looking at it from just a couple standpoint and not necessarily what they may be lying about or what they may be hiding, other than just like a generalized thing where, you know, I know honest monogamous relationships. I know not so honest.
I hope yours is honest.
And again, yes.
Okay.
And again, I don't know that much polyamorous couples to say, okay, I know that for a fact. I know that for a fact. But I mean, we still trying to find a guest. Were we trying to find a guest one time to just come and share with us?
Yeah, but with
the ins and outs.
With them, they didn't want to come on camera.
Oh, okay.
They didn't want to come on camera, so they want like a shadow with the voice remix, all that shit. Like I was like, yeah, I'm not for that.
But see, and I don't get that, because if you're open and you're okay with it, why would you need to do all of that?
Some people don't like the limelight.
Yeah.
Some people don't like the limelight and stuff like that, right? So I really fault him and stuff for that. I just feel like not with the cameras and everything directed to them, they might own their truth.
Right.
And I think when the attention's on them and stuff, some people like wallflowers, some people and stuff that be in the middle of the dance floor.
Yeah.
Right? So, I mean, depends on the players. Are you ready? What are we going to talk about now?
What we got?
Takeoff.
First and foremost, R.I.P.
R.I.P. Your thoughts? Were you waiting to exhale like Whitney, man?
Yeah, it's kind of weird, because I'm not saying that, you know, you reach a certain height or you reach a certain success that you can't be in certain places, or you can't hang out in certain places. But I think you just got to be way more cautious in how you move, and just the I don't know, I guess the situations that you may be and may not be in. Like for him to lose his life the way he did, like, okay, like I don't know the exact reason of why he got shot. I don't think it was in the wrong place, wrong time. With that being said, he was at a place he didn't need to be at. You know what I mean? It's like he didn't need to be there. I can understand why he been being there. It might be old friends. Like some things for some people are hard to shake.
Old habits die hard.
Yeah, I noticed that with certain people.
Old habits die hard,
and it's just like I said, he didn't need to be there, but he was just there.
I don't know. See, it's hard to tell a rich person they can't do something.
Right.
So.
Right.
And that's part of the thing and stuff about being wealthy. The thing about being wealthy and stuff like that is kind of like you can do some things that you couldn't do and stuff whatever before.
Yeah.
So I think if you're in a situation where, all right, you could probably go to the hood before.
Right.
Go to a wild place, but you ain't got money. You'd be like a wallflower. Out of sight, out of mind, but you were there and all the type of stuff and everything. But now you have this money now.
Yeah.
I feel like certain things should kind of come with the territory, like different kind of security and all that type of stuff and everything. Because if you want to do all of that, I hear Jay-Z screaming Marcy in songs and stuff, whatever. I can tell you the last time they seen Jay-Z and Marcy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, I mean...
And it's not even it's not even a level of respect thing, because, I mean, look at Nipsey. Look at the amount of respect that he got in this, and he died in his hood, in a plaza that he owned. So it's not even like to say where
that's why I say, well, like when I ever hear gang, I always laugh. That it always goes on in my head because I'm looking like Nipsey was killed by a Crip. Nipsey was a Crip.
Yeah.
A Crip that he fucked with.
Yeah.
From his block.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like,
so,
like that doesn't matter. Like, they don't care the level of success that you achieved or what you may be doing for the block.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm
But I mean that wasn't Takeoff's hood to begin with. I don't think he was in, was that Houston it happened?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Happened in Houston. He's from
the
north. Yeah. That way. That way. From north. I think within the past few years, like I even looked at stuff when he died.
Yeah.
I think it hasn't even been 1 year since Young Dolph died.
No.
Young Dolph, I think, dies like mid-November sometime. So I remember it's around one of my people's birthdays.
Right.
And everything like that. And I was looking at like all the rappers and stuff that they kind of got clipped and stuff before. Like rappers before used to be like heroes and icons, and now they're targets for clout.
Yeah.
And I don't know when that took place, but I'm not a fan. I'm kind of like, like.
But I mean, but think about it. There's a genre of music called drill, which is basically just gang and trap. Mm-hmm. Like that is a drama where they just talk about killing each other. Mm-hmm. It's like, and that's a norm. That's like a normal thing. Right.
But okay, if we're going to put it under the hip hop umbrella, that's that genre.
Right.
I didn't grow up with that genre.
No.
Right?
Yeah.
You grew up in the era when they were talking about don't do drugs.
Yes.
All my rappers are drug dealers.
Yeah.
And the rappers now are drug users.
Right.
Right? So I'm saying like I'm used to my rappers and stuff is kind of idolized because it's kind of like, yo, I will pop out some fuck shit and stuff, whatever, but the Migos is here.
Yeah.
Come see me outside and stuff, whatever, because we're not fucking with them. We're treating them like icons.
Right.
We're heroes. Right? And now people, like, they pop off and get, they get spicy when it comes to, like, rappers and everything. If they see them somewhere, they want to try them. They robbing them. They're holding their chain up and stuff like that. This is clout chasing now, whatever, right?
Yeah.
Like, you robbed them. What are you going to get it back? You're like, yeah, I got $100,000 for you to get it back. Hello, SWAT team. I'm going to meet such person at this place and stuff like that. Yeah, all right. He might be there with 2 more goons, so we're going to need the SWAT team. Bring 16 cops.
Right.
Like, what are you doing it for? So that's what I'm saying. Like, it's pure clout chasing now.
That's 100%.
It's pure clout chasing now, whatever, 100%. Right? Like, I feel like if it was...
Because, I mean...
Go ahead.
Jewelry, a rapper's jewelry's got to be one of the hardest things to fence, no?
I would assume so.
Because those pieces they're like, it's not like they're like 10 of one. It's like, those are individual pieces. Like, one jeweler had made that one piece.
Right, but then you used to have some jewelers and stuff that just fucking melt the gold.
Yeah, I was about to say, you just gotta, you just gotta get.
So you fence it.
You gotta.
You'll fence it. They'll look at you like, this shit is hot. We know this is smooth, not your average chain and stuff like that, right?
Right. Just give me a couple hours.
To be like,
it'll be nobody's chain.
Exactly. It'll be nobody's chain.
It'll be nobody's
and because I gotta put these hours in to bust this shit down, if you thought you're gonna get $100,000 for it, I got 30 racks for you. Take it or leave it.
Right.
And then you look like, well, I need to get this shit off, and you gotta give me the 30 racks.
Yeah.
Right. Like it sucks, man. It sucks. Like, okay, check-ins. How do you feel about check-ins?
I feel like you shouldn't have to, but I mean, if people are gonna make the rules in that city and you want to stay safe,
that's culture. Laws of the culture.
Yeah. So I mean,
I don't know Kid Rock to check in anywhere. I never heard of Backstreet Boys had to check in when they go to any type of place and stuff. It's just hip hop. So R&B singers have to check in too.
So in order to, can you avoid the check-in? Do you just not pop up anywhere that you might be seen? Because and when do you check in? Like, okay, for instance, like let's say you're a rapper, right?
Okay, it's gonna be
and
high.
you gotta go to LA to do like you got a 16 on. Give me an LA rappers.
LA rapper Kendrick Lamar.
You got to do a 16 on Kendrick Lamar's, right? So it's an easy fly in, fly out, right? Now, if you know you don't want no problems, do you just fly in, right? Check in. Hopefully you're not big enough that TMZ catches you at the airport. Check in. Go straight to the hotel. Then from the hotel, go to the studio. Do your 16, right? Rapper says to you, say, hey, yo, let's go get you. You say, nah, I'm going back to the hotel. You go back to the hotel, you do whatever you gotta do, and then you fly out. You gotta check in? No, I don't think you gotta check in. But as soon as you make yourself visible, or you know you're gonna make yourself visible, like if that rapper says, yeah, we go get something to eat, I'm asking that rapper, say, yo, do I gotta check in? Like, me with you, is this good enough? Like, do I gotta call somebody now? Because I don't want to be visible, knowing it's just me and nobody else.
If I was a rapper, I hire security. I have a security team, like, one or two, and I won't check in. I wouldn't check in because my thing and stuff is that to go everywhere and all the, okay, if I'm doing a track with Kendrick Lamar and everything like that,
right?
I would say to him when we're done the track, be like, yo, I'm trying to get some LA food, right? I might be like, R.I.P. P&B Rock.
Right.
I might want some chicken and waffles from Roscoe's.
Right.
Whatever, right? Because this is where it originated from. So now I'm here and everything, you'd be like, oh, you got to check in before I take you anywhere and stuff, whatever. Like, I ain't going with you then. I'm not. Yeah. I got my two security dudes, Bruno and Frankie.
Yeah.
And we gonna roll. And I'm just gonna get my food and just mind my business and stuff like that. When did Rome do what the Romans do?
Yeah.
That's my thing and stuff like that. I think if you're not doing the most, why do you need to check in? Because like I said, Backstreet Boys and
that's what I'm saying. If I'm just going in 1-2s, why am I checking in?
What's the guy? I just saw him the other day. Don Peebles. Okay. Don Peebles. One of the richest black men in America. He has to check in every city he goes in?
Nah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's this culture.
Yeah.
Why is it only just this culture has to check in?
It's the participants in the culture, man. It's the participants in the culture.
That's the thing. I'm like,
because it is the culture because it's outside of rap, right? Like because if you're just a regular Joe Schmo and you're gonna go check a shorty in the other hood, you better know 3 or 4 people in that hood before you say you're gonna go and check shorty in that hood.
I think for me, personally, like if I'm single and I'm going somewhere, and let's say, all right, I'm chopping up with some chick online, right. I'm like, yo, I might touch down into a wild place in Jersey. Yeah, they always say Jersey and Camden is a wild spot, right? And the chick and stuff happened to be like she lives in Jersey and be like, yo, I'm gonna come in town for such and such and everything like that, whatever. Would like to see you. She sends back, come to the hood in Camden. No, I am not. Because I am not from Camden. Yeah. You need to come to my telly in the downtown area that's not too far from the police station. Yeah. Just in any case and shit pop up. Let them see you on the camera by yourself coming up and stuff like that. I don't want to come to your hotel room. It's okay. There's a restaurant in the hotel. Yeah. I never understood the check-in thing.
Just move appropriately.
But I think it's just our culture. We know danger. Our culture and stuff just knows danger and stuff. Because like I said, another culture and stuff, they don't expect to check in. I'm going to go let's say like an Indian guy. Right. An Indian guy would be like, yo, I have family in Miami. And every time I go on the gram and see Miami, I see like plastic chicks, right. BBLs and tits and everything. I would like to smash a BBL, tits and everything chick while I'm visiting the family. Hold on. Let me figure out who I got to check in with before I book my flight. This culture is wild, dog. I'm not co-signing that one, whatever. Know your limit and play within it.
That's what I'm saying. If you're going to go to those places and you know you're going to go to the hoods of those places.
Okay. One final question.
I have to check in.
One final question pertaining to that. Do you think there'll be bloodshed for Takeoff's death? The reason why I ask and stuff is because, quote unquote, he checked in with Jay Prince's son, right?
Okay. So There was a
check-in. But
you know what? Okay, just let's go through the series of events leading up. So
I don't know.
Were they there for any specific reason?
Music video.
Okay.
Music video.
So they're for a music video. So this is after, or did they even shoot the music video yet? Or
I believe they shot a music video because most of the things that have been popping up, and remember, everybody feels like they're Sherlock Holmes when watching these 30-second videos,
right?
Which is fucking stupid to me,
right?
So they were there to shoot a music video, which they did. Got it. But now, I think both of their stories and stuff like that, they're just riding around people from Houston.
Right. Because earlier that day, it was somebody else's birthday. And there was another rapper's birthday that they were...
that I don't know. See, you know more than me.
They were out earlier with another... I can't remember that other rapper's birthday, but he wasn't there. He was not the place that got shot up.
No, but I'm saying they're out and about around the town and stuff like that. And they're driving around, drop-top car.
Yeah.
With, I think, Jay Prince's son and everything like that as well.
Okay.
Right? So they're out and about, and I guess they did the check-in. So they did the check-in.
Right.
And now somebody still got killed. Still, bring it to a point. Why? What's the purpose of the check-in? If I'm checking in and I'm still getting bodied.
Yeah. So who answers for that?
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Would there be bloodshed now? Because I'm looking at stuff as like, my peoples did the check-in. Right. Like you claim.
Yeah.
And my peoples lost their life. Someone has to answer to this now, no?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I say. All we know is danger. Like, yo.
And how do you answer for that? Like, do you just like, you find who it is and then you is the ghetto justice?
Culture. Not in laws of the land.
Yeah. No, there's nothing laws of the land on that point, brother. No. We bypassed the laws of the land when we checked in with you.
Right. Because the laws of the land say get security detail.
Yeah. Get security detail and just let us know that you're in the town.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll you don't even need security detail. Police will drive brown and just make sure everything is everything. Mm. Yeah.
Sucks. All right. R.I.P. Takeoff again, man.
Yeah, R.I.P.
And so his thoughts and prayers to his family. And it sucks that the murder porn is still going on, because I think if they probably just like, maybe the videos I saw, if they just probably showed that, like, you know, his feet was up and he wasn't moving, that I could suffice with that. But I seen when they moved him and, like, you know, matter was like the excess tenacion kid and stuff like that, like the murder porn, because everybody just got their phones out. I think Gilly made a statement and stuff, whatever, about like people not giving a fuck and people just like, you know, like slime eyes and stuff, crazy. Whatever. But this is the times we live in.
Let me ask you this.
Sure.
Because we had just talked about the whole specific genre of rap, drill, mm-hmm. right? In Jamaica, they recently have taken to ban any type of music that promotes drug use and gun violence.
Interesting.
Yeah, this is probably within the last month or so.
Okay.
So it's
like
a ban.
So
it's
new.
Yeah. So you cannot play on the airwaves.
So what about that? What? But that song? That's not on radio.
That can't be played. So it can't be played on airwaves. Mm-hmm. In any like a establishment. If you're holding like a club party or whatever, and it's being heard played, you can be fined or whatever. It's an all-out ban.
Okay.
Right? It's because they're trying to obviously curb whatever violence that they have going on in the country.
Okay.
Right? We discussed this a few times where we say art imitates life, right? Mm-hmm. But no one ever wants to admit the fact that art also dictates a lot of shit. Mm-hmm. People see and go out and mimic. We have people now in Jamaica that are arguing that this is not going to solve anything. The core root of the problem is still
poverty, certain things, and stuff.
This, that, and the third, right?
Right.
I get that, but if you're out there And again, they're saying music reflects life. But I got a problem with music. It's one thing if it's reflecting the situation that's in. It's another thing to glorify it. Mm-hmm. And that's my problem that I have with it.
Which is
them they glorify the acts.
Okay.
As opposed to saying, listen, man, it's not a victim. You're not a victim of society. You're not doing this because, I mean, you may be, right? But that's not what you're showing. You're showing, I'm a murder my ops, this, that, and the third. That, and you're making it exciting. You're making it, you're glorifying it.
Mm-hmm. What?
Right.
Yeah.
Do you think that this band will help curb some of that? Because if now you're an artist, you make your money making that type of music. If that type of music can no longer be played on the airwaves, it's going to hurt your pocket at some point.
Yeah. Do I think so? You're asking me?
Yeah. Do you think this approach will help curb? Or do you think people will just find a way to just circumvent whatever laws is coming out?
They might circumvent. They'll circumvent. But I think that worst case scenario and stuff is now you have the new law set in the land.
Right.
And if your culture said like, no, you find your way and stuff like that. So let's say, okay, you make your content in your whatever studio and put it up on SoundCloud. So you won't be known in Jamaica.
Right.
Like that.
Right.
Or your shit might be illegal underground and stuff like that. And you just know it comes with the territory. You chose to continue making content like this when you know in the place where you live, this is not for that. I think I just have a problem with the freedom of speech aspect and stuff. You're telling me what to say and what to do.
Right.
But, and then again, if you have this law, like, this is your house.
Yeah.
I come in here, you're like, yo, shoes is off. The law. This is your law.
Right.
Now, if I come in here and stuff with like the you know that plastic wrap shit they wear over shoes, like I seen some shit. You know the one I'm talking about. You put your foot in, it covers your shoes. So it's like I'm not walking around in your house with shoes. Technically, I am walking around the house in your shoes. That's my way of circumventing your rule.
Right.
So I look at it where if you're willing to go the extra mile and do all that type of stuff, it will cost.
Yeah.
It will take extra time. But if you're willing to do that, then that's fine. When you're willing to combat, that's all on you. Is it gonna work? We don't know. It's fresh.
Right.
You said it's like a month in?
Yeah, it's a month in.
I like to see where it is and stuff, and like to be precise.
Right.
Because we live in a microwave world. I want to say 2 years.
2 years.
2 years to see how much the music has changed. So I want to know I'm gonna look it up myself.
Yeah.
The exact start date of this law, and then 2 years from that time to see what kind of demographic of music. Because if they come out with shit like that, I fully understand why. I don't even know their name. The white reggae group won the album. Yeah, won the Grammy.
Yeah,
because they're looking like, why are we gonna promote something that's talking about like gunshot and all this type of stuff when they're just talking about like everything Irie and Chris? Because this is what we want to hear. This is what we know the culture for.
Yep.
Other than that, they might make a subgenre or like a reggae hip hop or hip hop reggae, and then it'd be like, you know what, that can go on that shit. So like, you know, the what, because I even heard the remix for like French and Fabio.
Yeah.
So I'm like, it's like when Jamaica meets Brooklyn, right? So I look at it as like, you can set these laws, but you can't say it's not going to change anything and stuff for it. You got to trial it, and it has to be a realistic trial period.
Right.
Like 1 month, you can't say like whatever. Like we know, you and I know people.
Oh yeah.
Who make music.
Yeah.
And how long did it take them to make something in a month?
Right.
It might take them a while and stuff, whatever. Right. So in a year, set person might even probably put out maybe like 5-6 songs, depending if they're focused.
Yeah.
Right. Or even a project. Now the whole project has to be curved to the, I guess like to the, we'll call it clean living.
Clean living.
We'll call it clean living. Salute to Roach. Salute to Roach.
Look at Roach.
It's towards clean living. So now all the music is made now to like clean living. How much of that is going to be now promoted?
Right.
Out of the 4 or 5 songs they might make in that year.
Yeah.
If out of promotion thing and stuff for that, if they do promote all 5 and you're making shit in clean living, this is where you are.
Yeah.
Now, if you push your songs and they only pump one and everything, and you realize that everybody else is like getting a turn, that you're starting to get an understanding of how this rotation and stuff go. Because I hear you guys always talk about I don't want to call it a radio station, but the radio station that changed hands multiple times here in the city.
Yeah.
And they're looking like, they don't play Canadian artist stuff.
Right.
I don't like, shit, sometimes when I hear this shit, I don't even listen to the radio like that. But if I'm in somebody's car and they're listening to the radio, I hear Canadian shit. I'm looking like, I don't know what this is. It's a Canadian artist. I'm like, so why smooth them saying they're not playing Canadian artists? They're not playing enough Canadian artists. To your level, but it's still quantifying to like their law they said.
Right.
So if their thing is like Canadian living, and they just gotta play Canadian artists, that's in the world. Yeah. That's not stopping people like salute to Sean Payne to still pump their shit, and if it's not touching radio,
right,
you gotta push your shit. Right. It's up to you to push your shit.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. People like that, they need to cross borders or play in the arenas that they can participate in.
Yeah, yeah.
So like, all right, you're stuck in Jamaica. You can't make tracks. They force you to make clean living. Fuck it. Be an internet bully. Do your thing. And then when your following gets big enough, fly your ass out. Mobama. I mean, not Mobama. Mobama's the rapper. Sheck West. For the track Mobama.
Right.
He's African.
Okay.
He's an African kid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like, he was a wild kid. So it's kind of like his peoples shipped him away to kind of get like a better living. And he's like, I'm gonna go Sheck West, ain't no motherfucking Joe. It'd be like, bro, we flew you out to be good. And you still keep up your wild shit, whatever.
Yeah.
Fuck it. He found his niche to leave that clean living life.
Right.
To fit in the genre like where hip hop in New York. Welcome. This is where we want you.
Right.
This is where you're meant to be. You have to find your grind. You gotta get in grind and get where you need to go.
Yeah.
The roadblocks is the same thing. Like, I don't want to say self-sabotage is not really that realm, but you got to etch your way out to get to where you need to go, where you need to do your thing.
Well, I guess, yeah, I guess the Jamaican authorities don't really care if you want to etch us, and they're just saying, not in our house. So, yeah, you're right. It'd be interesting to see within their house 2 years.
Yeah, 2 years.
Time.
2 years to see what happens. Like, if you're an artist, you normally make your gun tracks. Now they say this and stuff. You're like, so what, I have to sing Jesus tracks? Nah, man. Like a 2 gun tunes and stuff on the internet.
Yeah.
Yes, I spoke part 2 on the podcast.
Yeah,
oh my gosh.
You did good.
High
High
five.
five.
Oh, sorry. Everything Irie.
I have to make a commercial out of that.
I shut your ass up. Yo, okay. I want to talk about Dwayne Wade. Do you think Dwayne Wade is an evil father?
If I think he's an evil father?
Yes.
Pertaining
to Zaya.
I don't know. I don't know if I know enough of that the personal relationship outside of what I see on TV to.
From what you see. From what
I see, I think he's trying to be an accommodating father.
Ooh. I feel like that too. Let me hear your take on it.
I feel like feel like he's trying to be accommodating to his daughter's needs and not necessarily playing the type of father role that he might possibly want to play. And also, I think that's partly due to the eyes that's on him.
Okay. Good for you.
Yeah.
Because you acknowledge daughter.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
I'm learning. I'm learning, man. You trying to get prime time, baby.
I look at this stuff as where I do not think he's evil, but with the mother saying her piece about they're supposed to monetize things that pertaining to the daughter.
Right.
And now getting this coin. And I guess she's not getting like a bigger cut or bigger profit and stuff from this, whatever.
Yeah.
It's now a problem. Now, I thought he was a
okay, so now when they... And that I didn't get. Okay, so when they say monetize off of this whole thing, are they getting paid for the son transitioning into the daughter and to be for this to be publicly known?
Well, that's one aspect. Remember, there's a lot of what we've learned from the Candace Owen documentary is that there's a lot of organizations within the LGBT trans world and everything and stuff like that.
Yeah. A lot of money being thrown around.
And that's what I'm saying. And like some of these people might need, some of these places will love a figurehead.
Right.
And you got to pay for a figurehead.
Right.
So now, with child being under the age and stuff like that, it's parental permission.
Got it.
So if you want to use figurehead and stuff, whatever,
right,
the money is still going to be like spinning.
Yeah.
Right? My thing and stuff is that I thought accommodating before because Zeitgeist, fucker. Eat it, not your average. Eat it. The times we came from, or the times that I came from and stuff like that.
Yeah.
If a child or if a boy said he was gay,
right,
to his father, his heterosexual father,
right,
might be war.
Yeah.
Might be war. Father might have to take time to wrap his head around the situation and all that type of stuff. But here, in today's time, you have father being like, live your truth, own your truth.
Yeah.
Whatever, right? And I don't know what some people might do with the funds. So I look at it stuff as well. I'm hoping, because I'm optimistic, I'm not a pessimistic person.
Yeah.
I'm hoping when these checks come in, because him and his wife, they have bread.
Yeah.
So like when these checks come in and stuff, they're like, yo, I'm putting this money up for you.
Right.
So that when come the time, this is all your bread and this is such and such and stuff like that, whatever, right? So me and your biological mother and stuff like that, if she, because she's not a celebrity compared to like Gabrielle Union.
Right.
So if she's not getting the funding and stuff like that, then maybe if he's going to take a portion, I feel like maybe he should give the mom a little cut.
Yeah. And that's I didn't get, right? Like if you're going to put it away for said child to when it was said child.
We don't know.
Yeah. But I'm saying, if you're to put it away, then that's fine. I don't think the mom should be complaining at all. But if you're not taking portion for yourself, and it's been in agreements with the moms to say, hey, okay, this is what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
We're being funded to promote that, right? I have a little something for myself, and you guys agreed on this, then by sure, if you're taking something for yourself, she got to get something for herself.
Yeah. And then some people were saying like, oh, he's monetizing off said child.
Right.
For like the glitz and glamour and the fame and stuff that kind of associating stuff with said child and everything. And I'm like, it could have been a black father that probably pushed the kid to suicide. You know what I'm saying? It could have been a black father and stuff were not accepting.
See, that part I wasn't like she made mention of the money part.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't read, and I guess this is probably, as the story starts to reveal itself, she didn't make it seem like her gripe was not getting any money. She made it seem like the whole transitioning issue, that she wants her son transitioning into a daughter to wait till he's and like we spoke about earlier, an age of where they're more aware, self-aware, making able to make a better decision.
That's why I said the totality of evil, because you're looking at stuff is now like we spoke earlier, right? About the kids doing surgeries,
right?
Teenagers doing surgeries,
right?
So now you're in this space of like you want your child to do these type of surgery stuff in their 20s, or hell, let's say you want your child to become legal of age to do these surgeries,
right?
Now, right? Another parent and stuff is for it, and you're against it. Y'all got to have this thing out.
Yeah.
And because he has more bread and you don't have that more bread and stuff like that, people in numbers mean shit. People in numbers mean shit. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not hard. If motherfuckers can go online and say, I need to get home from Miami to go back to Wisconsin, whatever the fuck Wisconsin. This is my GoFundMe. Please fund me.
Yeah.
If she even pitched a video story and stuff, be like, look, I am the mother of Zaya. I don't want my child to transition, but my lawyers can't beat Dwayne Wade's lawyers and Gabrielle Union's lawyers.
Right.
Please help this stop and everything. Yo,
It should be Candace Owens would be up there in a hot second. I just sent $200 and I'm sure you guys have money you can send too.
You know, most Republicans will probably throw bread that way. Just the Republican Party by itself.
She be on Carlson Tucker the following day. Sitting down. I was like, how much do you say you need from the American people?
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, when there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah.
When there's a will, there's a way and stuff, whatever. I just feel like the support he's giving, I champion that.
Right.
I champion that. Having the kid into the limelight and all that type of stuff, no. Like, I got to know, what is this kid doing? Like, if the kid, like, let's say this kid is a YouTube star on their own, or they're a model and everything and stuff in the retrospect on their own and everything like that, then that be that. But when I see Gabrielle Union, I see Dwayne Wade, kids is there. Like, I feel they'd be like, ooh, I forgot my purse. Come on, Junior.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm like, bro, like, if that's the case, and if that's my child is saying to themselves, this is who they want to be, right? Mm-hmm. And that's why I say accommodating, right? Mm-hmm. Like you're accommodating at the point where I say you're not really being a father is because are you going with your instincts? Are you saying to yourself, hey, you're saying to yourself, are you having the talk with your children? Like, okay, again, these are the complications. This is what comes with this. This is what, that, and the third, right? Or are you just going with the flow?
I would assume they had the talk.
You would assume that they had the talk?
I would assume. I can't speak for them, but I would assume they had the talk.
I would love to think that they had the talk, but I'm of the same mind, right? I'm sorry. I don't care what organization you are or you come from. No, you can't use my kid as your spokesperson. This is a personal journey for my kid.
And that was my thing. So that's my thing. I was like, it was so supportive and stuff, whatever, until I'm like when this information came out, I was like, oh, this is not like this is my kid and I'm supportive. This is my money ticket. My meal ticket.
Yeah. Well, and that's what I'm saying. Like that's what it feels like for me. And then again, when I say you're being not being when I say being accommodating towards it, you're not just being accommodating towards your child and how your child feels about certain things, but you're being accommodating to everyone else around you who wants to push for this. Because you could easily say, no, my child's not going to be a spokesperson.
Right.
Find somebody else to do it.
But then people's pushing for it, and they push dollars too as well.
Yeah.
Be like, let me send you on your way. Here's a tip.
Right. Dollars you don't need though. You and your wife bang.
Do they though? I don't know. Like,
you don't know their pocket. We can't watch their pockets.
I don't pocket watch and stuff with it. But I don't pocket watch and stuff. I just look at it stuff as like,
right.
You're no longer hooping. I'm hoping your endorsements is not are popping like that, whatever, right? I'm not saying Gabrielle Union is not out here doing her acting, her directing thing and stuff and everything, but we all look at it stuff as like, if you were in set position and stuff, whatever, how would you do it? Because there's more, like even like the podcast itself, it's more opinion based.
Right.
So if you were in position and stuff, if you were Dwayne Wade and stuff, or you were in Dwayne Wade's like shoes, would you glorify your child's moment of transitioning? Like me, I wouldn't.
Right.
Because it's a private matter.
Yeah.
Because cyberbullying is real. And these kids, they soft.
Yes.
They are, to me, they're soft, where like a few cyberbullies and stuff come at them and everything like that. It's only so long you can block somebody. Hell, you know what even pissed me off? Every time we put Associated Sons posts and stuff, whatever, there's like some promote. You can't block them all.
You can't.
You cannot block them all and stuff and everything like that, right? So I feel like if you have this conversation as a parent to say like, all right, you know, there are going to be people out here that are going to want some things from you. There's people out here that's going to fuck with you and stuff, whatever. You might be the great hope or you might be the scapegoat. But either way, anything you say is going to be a great quote.
Either way. Either way. All right. Okay, so to wrap this up then, right? What do you think about Florida passing the law to stop the transitioning operations?
How old are they? Like, I don't know too much about it. Are we saying like the teenage, or are we talking about in general, adults in general?
No, I think it's teen. I think it's teenage. I don't think it's adult. I think they banning it within teenagers.
From what you're telling me and stuff, I think I'm for banning it for teens.
Yeah,
I'm for banning it for teens.
Again, going back to just the beginning conversation. Yeah, it's like I think we gotta recognize that at that age, you still may not be capable of making the right decisions or the most informed decision. And if you are, there's still a chance that you may be operating off an emotional level and not necessarily a level of rational.
Yeah, I would. Yeah. And if you want to do the surgery and stuff in another place, you got to be a resident of that other state. Yeah, I'm for that. If you wanted that bad move.
Yeah.
You wanted that bad move. It's the same thing with the whole Roe versus Wade and the abortion thing.
Yeah.
If you live in a state where, like, abortion thing, abortion shouldn't be a form of contraception to me.
Yeah, right.
So my thing and stuff is that if you're in a place where they're banning you from buying condoms and everything, I don't think that might be the place for you.
Nah.
Maybe you should go to a place where condoms are okay to be sold.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Be like, no, it's not the condom thing and stuff. Is that? They're like, that's just me. I just look at it stuff as like, you don't like how things are here? Save your bread and move. And that's a regular micro type of level.
Right. Yep.
So there's something, it's not like, oh, you got to have bank or you don't understand people's pockets and stuff like that. Like, you realize this ain't the place for you. Like, if they told you, they came on the news and stuff today, and the whole GTA, including Brampton and Toronto, we're hunting black people and stuff now, right? The hunt will commence and stuff 30 days from now. You still here in 30 days? This podcast is on fucking Zoom. I can tell you that for a fact. I'm out there probably in Barrie or some shit like that, whatever.
Way out.
Minding my business.
Yeah.
You now know the laws of the land. You need to act accordingly.
That you do.
All right, look at that. We are cooking. I wanted to talk to you about Kyrie. Let's talk about Kyrie. You agree with suspension?
No.
Why? Why not your average? Why?
I'm like, listen, if you're gonna let it go this long, like wait this long, like I don't know what was it that what were you weighing, the pros and cons? Like I don't get it. I think like you strike when the iron is hot. If you're gonna suspend somebody, just do it right there and then.
I think it's noise from the peanut gallery.
And that's what I'm saying. That's what I feel like it is as well. It's like you're only doing it now because you feel like you're being forced to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's exactly because you had the I'm assuming they were Jewish people. I would hope. I don't want to assume.
Yeah.
But the courtside seats and stuff, whatever, at like I think it was the Nets game.
The Nets.
When they were wearing the anti-Semitic shirts and everything, and they were staring at Kyrie.
Yeah.
While he's doing his job.
Yeah.
I think that trickle-down effect is kind of like, the powers and stuff at B. I don't want to call them Jewish, but it's the powers at B.
Right.
It'd be like, hey, what are you doing about this person?
Yeah.
Now, from post-game to press conference, he's denounced anti-Semitic things and thoughts.
Right.
Said it twice.
Right.
So that's why when I seen the suspension and stuff, I was like, am I high?
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure I heard it from his lips.
You heard it, right. Yeah.
Like, it's not like I read it somewhere. I heard it from his lips.
Right.
That, like, he's not for it. Right? And they kept bringing up the Facebook thing and stuff like that, right? And I was looking at stuff, I'm like, if he denounced it, you want him to denounce it, which he did. Why are we still getting? Where's the smoke?
And see, and again,
and this goes back to being liked. For the Kyrie situation, it's about being liked for me because remember, Kyrie. I don't think Kyrie is the only player in the NBA that didn't get vaccinated.
No, he's not.
But can you name another player?
No.
Because we highlighted and glorified on we made Kyrie.
Yeah.
The media needs a villain.
But is it that, or is it because he seemed to just be the most vocal about it?
So you think no other NBA player is ever vocal?
Not to the extent that he was.
About what, the vaccines?
Yeah.
Nah. I think there was more. There was there's a young dude, I'm thinking and stuff, whatever. Either he has braids or he has dreads.
Yeah.
And I can't.
I know there was a few.
And there was a few. It was just, we make him the villain. We need a villain. You need a villain.
Right.
You need a villain. The media needs a villain. Whatever, you need a villain. And I think because the flat earth things, like, like the some things he does that's unorthodox,
right,
it's easy to keep making him into the villain.
Right.
Because I was like, he denounced. Like, that's the thing. It's like, he denounced it. So why are you still trying to throw it on the person? It was like, but then you need the villain.
Yeah.
They need a villain, because like I said, like, I don't believe, like, all right, there's tons of players that have their kind of thoughts, their wild things. Shit, okay. Was it Rudy Gobert? When Rudy, like, when the whole COVID thing came out?
Yeah.
He took COVID as a joke. He was touching everything on there or whatever. That's not the villain. And then he ended up getting COVID and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But they're like, no, we need a bigger villain. We need a villain and stuff. And like Kyrie just happened to fall into that category and stuff, whatever, right? As the villain. And then everything you do, and when they don't like you, everything you do is now, the scrutiny and stuff is now times 10.
I'm wondering how much of it is fallout or fall off from the whole Kanye fiasco about a few weeks before.
It depends on whenever the post went down. I don't know when he posted that anti-Semitic video.
Yeah.
Because it could have been synonymous to that time.
Right.
Like when Kanye's making his rants, or it could have been prior. Like, I don't know. So if it was prior, it's kind of like, oh, it's all coincidence.
Yeah.
But if it was like, yeah, because you have people saying it today. Ye wasn't wrong. Ye wasn't right. I even seen somebody put a post of whatever, black people and like Thanos costumes or outfits, Jews. Yeah. And then you have like the yarmulkes with the piece and the twist and everything, the rabbi looking dudes.
Yeah.
Jewish. So I'm looking like, I just want to be Marv. Like, Marv. And then people saying like Kanye's not wrong.
Right.
Right? And I was like, it's dangerous out here. Like, I don't know what is what. So that's what I'm saying. Like, the Kanye, it could be a Kanye fallout. It could not be. But you knew people and stuff for there. You and I know people and stuff. They call themselves Black Israelites for the longest. Yeah. Before this even came up as a conversation. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like, it could have been prior and just have been coincidence.
Well, and that's what I'm saying, because it's not the first that we've heard of it, right? And I don't actually think this is the first source material that Amazon carries on that particular type of subject, whether it be books, documentaries, or videos. So I guess one of the things that they're saying is, well, why is it that everybody is shooting the messenger, but not where the message is being stored? I guess it's because he's not liked.
It's not liked.
He's not liked.
You need a villain.
You need a villain.
You need a villain, though. You need a villain. Let's get to the question of the week, man.
Question of the week.
Question of the week. Something simple, something basic, but it has layers. Ha! Question of the week. If you are a dessert, what would you be?
Chocolate mousse.
Why chocolate mousse? Because you're dark and you're thick? Is that what it is? Or you're airy? You're full of hot air. You're airy?
I'm dark, I'm sweet, but I'm airy. There's an airiness to me.
What the fuck does that even mean? What's the airiness?
It's an airiness to me.
Yeah, what's the airiness?
I'm not heavy. I'm not heavy. Not heavy. I'm not heavy on you. Yeah?
So if you were morbidly obese, then you'd be a chocolate, like, forest cake? Is that what it is? Yeah. Something thick and dense?
And dense.
Holy fuck.
Some forests, a lot of trees in those forests.
I would be A smoothie. A strawberry banana smoothie.
A strawberry banana smoothie.
It may be I want to say basic enough.
Right.
For everybody's palate.
Yeah.
Cool to go down and refreshing to be around.
Okay. All right.
Over here, chocolate mousse. Mousse!
I'm Mary.
Podical son, not your average. Moose is his name.
Moose.
Okay. Let's go to the Ask the Sons and slide up. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
First, Ask the Sons. Comes from King Disastrous. What are you sick of? In today's world. People being tired. Who's not tired? Yeah. I feel like you run into people and stuff like, hey, how's it going? You don't seem like yourself. I'm just tired.
Yeah.
What about you?
What you complained about earlier, those stupid bots that, tag onto your posts. As soon as you make the post, it's like, they're just trained to find you, seek and destroy. It's like, I don't know. Look, Elon, if you really get rid of the bots on Twitter, just license the technology and just send it around to all the other different social media platforms. That's all I ask.
I can agree to that. I can agree. Hack and Spit. Nice name. Lovely name. What makes you think that God exists or does not?
What makes me think he exists or does not?
You think God exists?
I think he exists.
Okay, so what makes you think that God exists?
The fact that everything, like the world, the universe itself follows like a systematic order. It's not like there's nothing randomness about time. There's nothing random about.
You mean time's not random? What do you mean by that? Because for so far, somebody could be stopping time as we speak.
Well, with our perception, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when I think of God or a supreme being or an entity, I think of someone that governs over our perception.
Okay.
Right? Now, with somebody who governs over our perception, he puts time in place, right? So we all perceive time the same way. I'm not talking the person who's out in outer space or who's not part of our perspective, but we all perceive time in the same manner, right? We all calculate in the same manner. The fact that we all have a different set of eyes, but when we look at the sky is blue. Well, what makes the sky blue? There's a specific number, a specific frequency number that says blue, and the sky is blue. So there's somebody who determines that specific frequency number.
Not man?
No.
Because man put it like why you call spaghetti spaghetti? Doesn't man name it spaghetti?
Man named it spaghetti, right?
God didn't call it spaghetti though. How do we know what God called it?
But if man gave the frequency of blue, right?
Mm-hmm.
How does it that every man sees blue?
Collective minds, collective thoughts.
What's holding that collectiveness together then?
Not a lot, because it depends on the squad. Because I look at it where you can have some players that say we're gonna all agree that this is blue,
right? And
then that one person's gonna be that shift, and then they have a following. Like you have the flat earthers, Kyrie and them, and you have the round people.
But we're not even saying that we're all agreeing it's blue, right? We're saying, and not we're not saying that it's blue because we're all agreeing upon it. We're saying it's blue because we see that it's blue, right?
But we gave it the name blue.
We gave it the name blue, but I'm talking the actual, without the name itself, the actual hue itself, looking at it and seeing it's blue.
We gave the hue that name. But we can say like the sky is yellow and that we actually mean blue.
Right. But I'm saying it being the color itself, right? that color blue has a specific frequency. Doesn't matter what you want to name it. That specific frequency is always going to show that specific color.
Depends on the human. Because remember, there's animals that are colorblind and stuff out here, and they can't process.
And that's what I'm saying. From our perspective, right? From our perspective. So from our perspective as a human, we all have the same type of DNA.
Right, but some people are colorblind and they won't be able to see that.
Some people are colorblind.
Right.
But on an overall, right? Let's just
say majority?
Let's just say majority,
okay.
Right? And even if they are colorblind, right? Doesn't necessarily mean that frequency is still not that same frequency that produces the color blue. They just can't see that frequency.
Right. And then you're going to have that group that's colorblind and they're not going to agree with the group. That's why I said it depends on the agreements of the groups.
Of the group. Depends on the agreements of the group. Right? But that fundamental, it doesn't change. So whether if you're a colorblind group that can't see that fundamental or whether you're the group that can see that fundamental, that specific frequency has a specific color to it. Whether you're in a group that can see it or not, or you can. That specific finite, that set thing had to be created by somebody or some intelligent being.
I guess that's it. I don't agree with yours. For me, I agree. I feel like God exists. To me, and why I feel like God exists, stuff, whatever I want to say. There's certain things and stuff I want to say, miracles or natural things and stuff with the human body, and then certain things and stuff just happen.
Right.
And I guess either you examine the corpses or all that type of stuff, but then you won't know because explain to me, like you have a little girl, I don't know if she still does it, but you can look her up for the Guinness Book of World Records. She cries glass. Same tear ducts like humans.
Right.
When it comes right here, it just turns to glass. So it's like they even like touch, examine her eyeballs and stuff, put her in all types of examinations. They're like, boss, you got the same makeup like we got the makeup.
Right.
How is it you are the only person that cries glass?
Right.
And then you have people and stuff just that literally like born with tails, born with horns, extra fingers and everything like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, was that splicing and stuff somewhere? Or like, it's God. It's God. We just don't understand it because I look at like now, right? It's a period of time, so we might not understand it now, but then we might understand it stuff a little later. Cavemen never understood fire. They saw fire, they thought fire was God.
Right.
Motherfuckers walk around with lighters in their pockets now.
Right.
Over a period of time, we'll get to that and stuff, whatever. But until then, it's God until I know until you prove me.
Yeah.
Cool. Last one comes from Kevin-M. What was great advice 20 years ago, but definitely isn't now?
Great advice 20 odd years ago.
So don't think to your 20s, think 2022. No, 2002. That's 20 years ago. Online dating is dangerous. They talked a lot of shit about online dating back in the day. That you're going to meet like mad serial killers. There's going to be mad rapists and everything. And most of the couples today are made from online relationships.
Yeah.
Especially during the pandemic. I know somebody that's been that found their significant other on Tinder and got married.
Yeah.
So I think that for me is one. What about you?
I'm trying to think if something to do with passwords.
What about passwords?
We use one pass. I remember they used to always say make one password and make it unique and remember that password. Now you can't even just use that one password and just make it unique.
Oh, because motherfuckers will flip-flop you and tell you to change it over and over?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, that's not a one password thing no more. I think your best bet is just like do what I do. But that's if you trust your phone and stuff like that, whatever. Have all your passwords stored in one place and protect that with that one password. Because I look at it as where my bank requires a different type of password.
Right.
Like online banking requires a different type of password, right? My job, the computers at work require a different kind of password. Your emails, your personal emails require a different kind of password and stuff. Say you sign up for whatever fucking club and stuff, that requires a different kind of password. Mm-hmm. So it's going to be a clusterfuck of passwords.
Yeah.
So I think just find a place you can store that one file, that one vote, and then that's it.
I have about maybe, I think, 3 or 4 different passwords that I use. And then depending on what area of my life goes that password. So like when I do like music or production stuff, anything to do with that, whether it's a specific site that I'm on or whether it's a specific site that software comes from, they all have that same password. If it's personal, like if it's banking, this, that, and other, it all has a specific password. And then if it has anything to do with like just like podcast stuff, like or like stuff, that information that I share with you, that will have a specific password.
But even that it's a base, but it's still remixed.
Yeah.
So it's still not the same password if it's still remixed.
Well, I try to keep it as same as I possibly can.
Not with those fucking exclamation marks. Fuck you.
Yeah, no. Well, now if I see it like that, like if I have one that I decide and I know there's 3 or 4, I'll go out and I'll just make it that one. Mm-hmm. So it's consistent. Then that way it's easier for you, right? Like if you're looking at say, okay, this is the password that it should work on anything that you try and log in, as opposed to you having to remember 6 or 7 different passwords.
No, it's true, but that's what I'm saying. It's still a base. Yeah, it's still a base with many remixes.
What I do now is and just like I was saying, like with the personal passwords and like the phrases, I'll just the donkey flew over the yellow moon, and then I'll know within that phrase I'll have certain letters that I've changed the numbers, certain numbers that I'll change to punctuation marks. Mm-hmm. So now I just got to remember. Okay, I just got to remember the phrase, and I'm good.
Gotcha. Yeah. I guess that is it.
That is it.
That is
it. That's good.
That is it. Are you ready for the So Say the Sons for the week?
What is?
So Say the Sons this week says, your job is your side hustle. Building your heart and soul is your real job. But they both require work.
So Say the Sons.
I feel like a lot of people, they're more focused on like just making a coin. But then you can come to a point when you made the coin,
right,
and realize and stuff like that's not all. Like, who are you as an individual? And I feel like certain people when they get to this part where they made the money and stuff and they turn philanthropists, find that dope. It's now they're doing soul fulfilling things. This is food for the soul for them now, right? It's an act like, make your bread and all that type of stuff and everything. Hustle hard, get your coins up and stuff, but there's certain things you still need to do for the essence of you.
Right.
To kind of make you whole. Because all the money in the world can't make you whole if you're still a fuckboy.
I wonder if there's like a certain threshold you get. Or I guess to everybody's is a personal preference, right? Like,
what do you mean?
Like, for me, I only need certain amount of money. Mm-hmm. Before I feel I'm good.
Personal preference.
Then everything else like that, I can say, okay, you know what? I'm going to start doing some philanthropy work.
Personal preference.
Personal preference.
Yeah. I was about to say, ex-con me is 50 mil.
Ex-con you is 50 mil?
Give me 50 mil, I tell you how I feel. You know the slogan. You already know what it is.
That's it.
So I might move kind of different.
Right.
Be like, this dude out here, some cowboy boots and stuff with a Nike check on. I didn't even know Nike make cowboy boots. They did now.
It's custom order.
They did now. So I just, I think certain people, was it Alicia Keys? Some people want it all, but some people don't want nothing at all.
Yeah.
Right? And with the little you have, it can actually stretch.
Yeah.
But people don't really look at it like that.
Yeah.
Right? Because it was so funny. I think years ago I had a conversation in the barbershop. They were saying about, I can give you 10 bananas or I can give you $10.
Right.
Which would you take? right? So most people said they took $10. So he said, I can give you $20 and I can give you 100 bananas. Which would you take? So now people are, they start griping and stuff in the shop. And he's like, well, if you're an entrepreneur, you'll find a way to sell those bananas to equate more than the 20.
Yeah.
But it's all up to the person and stuff. Like, you pose them with options. Like, remember we said, like, if you had $100,000, would you quit your job?
Right.
Right? And some people will stuff be like, that's not enough money. And then some people and stuff, they're like, say less. I've been waiting for this moment because I had plans to do with that money.
Yeah.
It's all on the players. It's all on the individual.
True.
Player number 1. We are here. We are there.
Yeah.
That is it for today's folks show. Once again, thank you. Like, comment, and subscribe to everything. YouTube, we see you.
We see you.
Like, comment, and subscribe as well over there. Once again, thank you for listening to Podical Sons. Remember, the difference between genius and stupidity is that genius has its limits.
Peace.
And
love.
And money.
The Podical Sons was not your average Joseph and Sofa King Marvelous.